What's up, Leatherneck Nation? Welcome to the first episode of Leatherneck Insider for the fall season. I'm Levi Meyerhofer.
And I'm Caden Strenz. Hey, Levi, we're starting things off this week with this week's Athlete of the Week winner. This week's winner cruised her way to the top of the leaderboard. Here's more with this week's winner. Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week. This week I'm with Kiana Cruz. Kiana, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, thank you. But anyways, the Leatherneck Classic over the weekend, you had 59 kills. How are you feeling heading into that tournament?
Before the tournament, we were excited. I knew that the 3 games was going to be a lot and difficult, but thankfully pushed through. We have an awesome trainer who was able to help me a ton with getting on the court and ready, so that was awesome. Yeah.
And then regarding your stats so far, you've had a really strong start to the season, having your name in some of the top rankings in the NCAA. What does that mean to you to hold some of those leaders or some of those stats near the top?
It kind of just is encouraging me to keep pushing and keep doing better. The girls that I'm playing with are pushing me. My coach is pushing me. I'm pushing myself. But just trying to maintain that, keep going, and pushing through.
Your team has 2 tournaments left before conference play. What is your team looking to improve on a little bit here before conference play starts?
I think right now our biggest thing is energy, just trying to maintain that energy. Because when we play better energy-wise, it just translates to the court and it makes a huge difference. So I think that's our biggest thing, so we could execute and finish these games a lot quicker than dragging them out.
And then one more question before we roll out of here. What is your favorite childhood memory so far here in your volleyball career? What's been your favorite memory so far?
I guess volleyball was the last sport that I started playing. So my favorite memory would probably be, my parents loved telling it, but I had family friends asking me oh, what's your favorite sport? And my answer was volleyball, and I hadn't even started playing it yet. So then my parents thought, okay, then I guess we'll throw in volleyball, and here I am now. But yeah.
Well, there you go. Kiana Cruz, this week's Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week winner. Thank you so much for joining us. And for Leatherneck Insider, I'm Caden Strenz. Hey, speaking of Kiana Cruz, the Ohio Valley Conference just named Cruz the Offensive Player of the Week earlier this week. Cruz racked up 59 kills at the Leatherneck Classic. This is Cruz's second OVC honor in as many weeks. On top of that, Cruz has herself atop some of the NCAA ranks as well, ranking first in attacks per set as well as third in kills per set.
WIU football is back in action. They started their season 0-2 with losses to Northern Illinois and University of Indiana. Leatherneck Insider reporter Kobe Blackmond got a chance to speak with assistant linebacker coach Brendan Kretschmer on his thoughts on the defensive play and how the team can right the ship.
WIU football is back in action. I got a chance to speak with assistant and linebackers coach Brendan Kretschmer on how he thinks the defense has played.
Yeah, obviously it's not ideal. We knew the first 2 games were going to be tough, playing 2 FBS teams with NIU and Indiana. And again, for us as coaches, right, we see positives in it. I think fans don't see it. They just see the score and oh, here we go again type of thing. But we saw some positives. Again, obviously we knew we were outmanned, but I think any FCS team, especially in the OVC, if they played NIU and Indiana right now, I think they'd be 0-2 as well. But we saw a lot of positives. Our kids really bought into what we asked them to do. And again, I know the scoreboard didn't necessarily represent that, but from week 1 to week 2, we did see some positives, and I think that we'll be able to carry that over into our FCS part of the schedule.
Kretschmer also reflects on one key player, Ryan Crandall, on how hard he plays.
Ryan Crandall, that's the biggest thing with him is he just plays so hard. If we could get 10 other guys to play as hard as he can, again, I think the sky's the limit. There was one play in particular last week against Indiana. He blitzed off the edge, missed the tackle, but got up and made the tackle. So, again, he's a smart football player, but again, his biggest asset is how hard he plays.
Kretschmer also sends a message to his defense that there is a lot of football left and likes where his team is at getting ready to go into conference play.
The biggest message is these first 2 games don't define us. We still got 10 more games left to play. And again, that's a lot of football, and we can't let these first two games get us down. Again, now we're going to play some teams more level competition with us, with FCS teams, especially going into the OVC. And from the start of the season, Coach Davis emphasized our mission is to win the OVC. So again, tough first couple of games, but if we could, our goal was to get out of it healthy and make some strides, which I think we did. I think we'll be fine going into the FCS portion of our schedule.
I'm Kobe Blackmon, reporter from Leatherneck Insider.
Thank you, Kobe. The Leathernecks head to Normal, Illinois to take on the Illinois State Redbirds today and hopefully get that first win. Kickoff is at noon. Good luck, Leathernecks.
The Western Illinois women's tennis team opened up their season at the SIUE Cougar Invite. The Leathernecks, after finishing last season 2-16, started the 2024 campaign strong with some great play by Paige Grice. Grice finished the tournament 5-1, going 3-0 in singles and 2-1 in doubles play. On the first day of the tournament, the Leathernecks finished 2-1, getting a pair of wins against Bradley and SIUE, while dropping their sole team loss on Friday to Lindenwood. On Saturday, the Leathernecks started strong, this time with a 5-1 victory over Lindenwood, but would drop 3 straight after finishing the tournament 3-4. The Leathernecks women's tennis team's next matchup is at the Ohio Valley Conference Individuals Tournament in Evansville, Indiana on September 21st and 22nd.
Coming up after the break, we cover the pitch and the pitching wedges with more Leatherneck updates. We'll see you soon.
Not W.
It's not W, it's W. 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 That's what I've been stressing out about the most so far. It's saying W because I know it's something you're going to say there. Yeah, we've been there.
They're like, we're waiting on, what are we waiting on?
They haven't said anything.
So we're ready to go. We can start.
Hello everyone, I am Will Thomas.
And I'm Dane Mackley. Welcome to this week's edition of Leatherneck Insider.
Glad you're back with us. The WIU men's soccer team had their season opener last week against Quincy and St. Ambrose. The Leathernecks beat Quincy 2-0 and also defeated St. Ambrose 4-2. Xavier Gagnon was the player of the game against St. Ambrose, scoring 2 goals. Leatherneck Insider reporter Ben Palanca caught up with WIU men's soccer head coach Eric Johnson about the start of their season and the team's performance.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that we scored some goals. And I think we scored 6 goals in 2 games, and the one game actually wasn't a home game, but it was close. I mean, we had to move it up to Monmouth because of the campus closure, but the guys handled that really well. I think that anytime you can play at home, you know you want to protect your field and to have success at home, and the guys did that. I'm really excited about the progress they've made since day one when they came in at August 5, but we gotta continue to get better to do well in the OVC. He's a very fit, athletic player, very serious about his football, and wants to do well. He's motivated. He has the ability to score with his feet and with his head, and so he stepped up in that game for sure, and we're looking forward to see how he does all the way through the season.
The Leathernecks will be back in action for the Zach Johnson Invitational in Des Moines, Iowa on September 23rd.
The WIU women's soccer team looks to turn their season around with their upcoming schedule. On September 15th, they head to Drake, followed by a trip to Lindenwood on September 22nd, and then they continue conference play on September 26th, hosting the Eagles of Morehead State.
The WIU men's golf season teed off earlier this week at the SIUE Dolink Invitational. Our reporter Marty Doyle got a chance to speak with the WIU men's golf coach.
WIU men's golf graduate assistant David Ayala speaks on how the team performed at their last tournament and the goals and expectations for the rest of the season.
In general, like I said, we had a great first round showing what the team can do and in the future for them, but it was an okay performance in my opinion. Of course, we're gonna improve on from this forward, but there's a lot of positives to take out of it. The expectation is to keep improving, first of all. Keep improving means scoring average, so just get better every tournament we play as they get a little more experience. And then goals is to win the OVC, as simple as that. Like I said, I think we got a team that's capable of doing that. We got a lot of teams that are tough, but they got a sense of what those teams are here in the first tournament with SIUE winning the tournament. And yeah, I mean, the goal is still the same, to win the OVC.
For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Marty Doyle.
The Leathernecks will be back in action for the Zach Johnson Invitational in Des Moines, Iowa on September 23rd.
The Western Illinois women's golf team finished up their first meet of the year at the Payne Stewart Invitational at Missouri State University. The team finished 10th out of 12 teams with an overall score of 96 over after 3 rounds. The Leathernecks were led by junior Mia Scrimjaw, who finished tied for 42nd, shooting 23 over. Senior Olivia Kerr followed, shooting 24 over and finishing 46th. And the 2 remaining scores used by the Leathernecks were Gabby Galindo, scoring 27 over, and Olivia McChrystal, shooting 29 over. Lastly, the Leathernecks were joined by freshman Sophia Thorne, who finished tied 42nd as an individual player in her debut meet. The Leathernecks head off to the Brittany Kelly Classic at Ball State on September 16th and 17th for their next meet.
Coming up after the break, you really don't want to miss this. Kobe Blackman is joining us for Kobe's Corner.
Here, I engineer the future.
Here, I have countless opportunities. Here, I do research.
Right here at Western.
Hey fans, we've covered the court, the field, and now the courses. The Leathernecks men's and women's cross-country teams have finished up their second meet of the season at the Northern Illinois Husky Opener. On the women's side of things, the Leathernecks finished 3rd overall with a total score of 65 in the 5K. The Leathernecks were led by senior Madison Trevina, who finished 5th overall with a time of 18 minutes and 35.72 seconds. Trevina would finish top 5 in both the teams' meets so far this season. Next up for the Leathernecks was Malia Husson at 11th with a time of 19 minutes and 8.98 seconds, and Kinsey Kirkland Shea at 14th with a time of 19 minutes, 34.67 seconds. Lydia Bennett was 19th, Greta Siren 21st, Ava Gorey 22nd, and Hannah Steinmeier at 31st rounded up for the team.
Over on the men's side, the Leathernecks finished 2nd with 45 points in the 4-mile race. Logan Lamel led the team, finishing 2nd overall with a time of 19 minutes and 57.53 seconds. Logan Breckmeyer was 3rd. Sean Hutzpath placed 10th. Richard Brown finished 12th. And closing out the leaderboard, Easton Comer for the Leathernecks at 19th. The Leathernecks will be back in action on October 4th at Notre Dame. Well. Now we're checking in with our reporter Kobe Blackman on this week's edition of Kobe's Corner. Kobe, how are you?
Yeah, I'm excited. This will be the first segment of Kobe's Corner. Let's get right into it. Welcome you to the first episode of Kobe's Corner for the fall semester. I'm Kobe Blackman, and let's get right into it. College football is now through their second week, and there has already been some major stories headed into week 3. This past Saturday, Northern Illinois upset number 5 ranked Notre Dame. This is the first time NIU will be the top 10 opponent in school history. Now headed to Ann Arbor, Michigan, the Wolverines took on the number 3 ranked Texas Longhorns and was smoked 31-12. Sharon Moore, now the new opponent head coach after the departure of Jim Harbaugh, still has a lot to prove. Harbaugh, after winning the national championship with Michigan last year, now the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, and is already changing the tide, getting his first win against the Las Vegas Raiders. And speaking of turning the tide, how about the Bears? Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, made his NFL debut. No offensive touchdowns, but a great performance by the defense, coming away with 2 picks, a strip sack. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going into next week against the Texans. Staying in Texas, the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback Dak Prescott signed a 4-year, $240 million deal, making him the highest paid player in NFL history. Now, I don't think that was the right call. I would like to see the Cowboys wait and see how the season went to extend. The last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl was in 1996, and they have not won a division championship game since then as well. So hopefully Prescott can change that narrative. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, Dak Prescott, again, that's a lot of money that they gave him. I'm sure that with how much money quarterbacks make nowadays, definitely the right move, it feels like. What do you think, Levi? What do you got?
I don't know. I feel like that it's a little much, I feel like. But how about going back, but speaking of quarterbacks, the Bears and Caleb Williams, I mean, pulling out the win last week. Some growing pain's going to happen, but you're going to expect that with any rookie quarterback.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. Coming up after the break, we're bringing you some Macomb High Bomber sports, and we are catching you up on the Ohio Valley Conference. We'll see you soon.
Your vision.
My goal is to work at a top 100 television station as a reporter, anchor, and a producer.
Our mission.
Thanks to Western, I have a resume that would beat out most students from the top journalism schools in the country.
This is Western Illinois University.
I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
In other news, getting you caught up around the OVC, the SEMO football team took down UT Martin in overtime last weekend, 45-42.
And the Tennessee Tech volleyball team is off to a 6-0 start to the season. We're just about 3 weeks away from conference play in the OVC volleyball season.
It's only going to get exciting from here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for you in the season premiere of Leatherneck Insider. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Insider, WIU. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Caden Strenz, and this is the end.
And I'm Levi Meyerhofer. This is Hoff signing off, and we'll check you later, Leatherneck Nation.